Welcome back to the Pimp Cave, you bitch.
Fucking aggressive. Holy shit.
Bruh, it's colder than 2 prostitutes in February out this joint.
That's a cold bitch.
That's the only reason why I got my coat on.
That's the only reason.
I shouldn't say prostitutes, sex workers. That's the correct terminology.
Sex work is real work.
Yeah. Facts, bro. Top tier. All right, let's get it. We're going to get into the episode with some of the best beefs so far in 2024. We got some more spicier
January,
clips. Bruh, but it's been so much shit happening. Like, and y'all know because we keep y'all up to date. So here we go. George, where you want to start at, bruh?
Give the people a rundown of what we talking about this whole episode. That's what you said you was going to do.
Right. All right, so well, do like a rewind thing.
Sure,
right? You do that.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Lazy fuck. So we want to talk about Stephen A, Jason Whitlock getting it in. Pause. Diablo Redden versus the state of Nevada. Y'all already know, but we got some updates for y'all on that. We got my man Joe Coy. He shut it down at the Golden Globes. Best performance of all time. Shout out Ricky Gervais. And then we got my man Jordan Peterson punching on Kathy Newman. We're going to see how that goes for him because he already basically is blackballed from everything. I don't even know why my man's still talking at this point. But.
I don't know. After the little interview that I saw, I disagree with what he was saying. It's not like he's speaking crazy.
He was spitting facts. They just hate him because he's saying he don't like gay people and a bunch of other crazy.
He didn't say that about that.
I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say that word for word, but you know, people take it out of context.
All right. Let's get into it.
All right, my man Stephen A. Smith started off the year wilding. If you don't know who Stephen A. Smith is, Stephen A. Smith is a sports commentator. He's been doing it for decades.
He's black.
Okay.
We're giving out all the information.
But why was that important?
Because we need everybody to know.
And then it'd be all the other people in the comments, why you want to make this a race thing? And it wasn't even the black dude who said anything about race. It was whatever he is.
Somebody sensitive.
Mexican. Are you? I'm sensitive. Okay, there we go. Connect it.
All right, so what happened?
So apparently, there's a guy named Jason Whitlock who's also a sports commentator.
Okay.
Look like a milk dud. But he basically was throwing shots at Stephen A. Smith behind the scenes, trying to assassinate his career on the low. And then he came out and basically said that Stephen A. Smith was lying about his story and his upbringing. Specifically, he said he was lying about making 17 straight 3-pointers at a college open, not an open gym. It was like a workout, a tryout for a scholarship. So Stephen A. Smith took that personally, and he just basically went in on him on his show that he has on YouTube.
Now, not knowing much about Stephen A. Smith, I don't think he can make 17 3-pointers.
Everybody was like.
I just can't see it.
I don't know, Stephen. He said, but even Stephen A. Smith said himself, he's like, I've never done it before, and I haven't done it since. But that day for the scholarship, and you know, like when it's online, like your adrenaline start pumping,
you move different.
You tap into your flow. You know when you had to pitch your business idea,
you was ultra instinct,
bro, real rap, blue hair gang. But nah, so that's basically the gist of it. But yeah, you got to hear what my man was saying to him. He just was going in. Let's see. We got this. All right. So this is Stephen A. Smith addressing Jason Whitlock on his show. This is actually hilarious. My man should have been like, a boxing promoter?
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit to people. Did you tell them how you stood outside out of First Take begging me to talk to you? Did you tell them that once this same article in Deadspin came out, weeks later you wrote a lengthy apology to me? You bitch.
Holy shit.
Did you tell them? You fat piece of shit. Did you tell them that?
Bruh.
Got the names. We got Jamel Hill. We got Howard Bryant. You want me to bring up the other writers that wouldn't work for you? Why it took you nearly 2 years to get an article out? Because you ran that shit so bad you were running it into the ground. Spew.
All right. Real quick, because he is going in. He's pulling all the stops.
Yeah.
Trying to hurt this dude's feeling.
Real rap.
Did y'all say anything else outside of you really didn't shoot 17-3? Because if that's all he said, and he coming out like he definitely ain't shoot 17 in a row.
Stephen A. Smith also has a best-selling book out right now. So like basically it's autobiography, and the dude Jason Whitlock said, "You didn't write this. I've seen your writing."
Okay, so the other guy,
he's just
okay,
hating.
I get it.
Hating.
I get it.
So Stephen A. Smith was like, "You know what? Enough is enough."
And my man, he throwing out fucking facts. It sound like to me.
Yeah. So and also Jason Whitlock, he was trying to start his own kind of like business and have other journalists come work with him. And that's what Stephen A. Smith was saying, like, bro, you was doing such a shitty job. People wouldn't even want to come work with you. Like, everybody knows that you're a piece of shit. He called this man a coon in one of the segments, which is like, if you call another black man a coon, bro, y'all got to get in the street and mix. Those is fighting words. There's no way around it.
So we got to get him in the ring. Mancave, we already sponsoring Cat Williams versus.
They ain't call us back.
We still waiting on the call for that one, but we might be able to get these two in the ring.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. We could get Jason Whitlock. He's a fucking nobody.
All right,
yo. I think funnier in that whole situation is how everybody's saying like Stephen A. Smith was inspired by Cat Williams. Like, all right.
Let me do what he did. I'm about to come out swinging, pull no punches.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the formula. Maybe we need to find somebody.
That's
to
the
beef
trend.
with.
2024 is beefier, I guess.
Beefier.
we gotta find some beef. Put our numbers up.
It's a leap year and a beef year. That's funny.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then moving on. First of all, I don't know if this man's name is Deborah or Diobra.
If it's Deborah, that's why he in jail. With a name like that, bro, you gotta keep like proving to people that you ain't no bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If my name Deborah, motherfuckers going right. They gonna try me. Yeah. They going, your fucking name is Deborah, bitch. And now I gotta kill somebody so that motherfuckers can stop making fun of my Deborah ass name.
Yeah, bro. Like apparently he had extensive charges even before. So if you don't know who Deborah Redden is, again, I'm just gonna say that's.
Do we got the jump? You got the jump? Which is crazy.
Let me grab it actually, because maybe I should show this first.
Yeah, that's definitely what we gotta start off with. My man was hopping like he was Jordan. Bruh. He got some bad air in that motherfucker.
I was reading one of the articles and it basically said like it happened so fast that they didn't know what to do. It's like, we didn't know what to do. It happened so quickly. But what's crazy is YouTube doesn't want to show anything violent or whatever. But these people let this play for like the whole time it was on the air. Warning, this includes some images.
In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court...
Bruh. And they could not get him off of her, bruh. Look, but he punching on the guard. My man right here.
This is an all-out brawl in the courtroom.
Punching like a grandma.
Yeah, that's negative punches, bro. He doing my man giving that man health every time he punches.
Hey, get off her. Get off her. Oh man, you're good. Stop. Hey, radio somebody.
Insane.
Right.
And Mr. Lee over here don't even know what to do.
He's just standing there like, this is some shit. It's always the niggas. That's what he's thinking. He ain't gonna say it, bro.
Yo, the judge had me dying though. She was like, "Oh shit, he coming this way, bro."
She was like,
mirrors, he getting bigger.
She was in disbelief, and she saw that shit the last second and jumped off camera. That was it, bro. He moved too fast. God. Motherfucker's a jaguar.
Now I know she did put out like a tweet too, talking about some. Come at me with everything you got. Like,
no, she didn't.
We're back in the courtroom on Monday.
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
I swear to God.
No, she didn't.
I swear to God. She was like, we're back in the courtroom on Monday. Come at me with everything you got. He was showing up.
Did you see him when they brought him back to the courtroom?
No.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so this is how they brought him back in. They got my man in a spit mask. He looked like Bane, low key, like or one of them. What's the Foot Clan? Ninja Turtles?
No. You know who he looked like? They got my man rolling in there, like the dude from Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah, Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Yo, I guess that's what you got to do, but he's a fucking animal.
Cop behind him is ready to hit him, bro.
He ain't even look. He just now blinking after 3 minutes.
0 days. He was on probation when he committed the offense. One was revoked on probation.
My man is so ready to hit this guy.
He's like, bitch, you lucky I'm in these chains.
You better fuck it. If you sneeze. That's a lot of cops though, bro.
And then look at his hands. It's like mittens. I got my man with some oven mitts
Oven
on.
glove. Fucking duct tape that shit on.
Right. He
Can't even scratch his fucking nose.
Yo, even if he didn't have the mittens on, there's a mask on his fucking face. Oh man. Yo.
Now I know she also read him his like all of the charges.
His new charges in addition to
And it's like days long, bro.
battery on a protected person, being that she's a judge, battery of an officer because he punched on the officer that was with her, battery by a prisoner, intimidating a public officer, extortion by force, and a bunch of other charges. So, bro, basically you just gave yourself damn near life. It looked like. Even if you don't got life, this is just crazy.
All right, let me see if I can pull up.
What was he thinking? Like,
Yeah,
what's going through your mind?
There's no way like you're thinking, all right, she about to give me a sentence. Now, if I leap over there real quick and take her out quickly, I might walk free.
Bro, the funniest part about all that shit is he was literally telling her he's a changed man. He was like, I'm a better person. I'm trying to get my anger in check. And she was like, yeah, well, I think you need to taste something different. He said, no, fuck you, bitch.
The only thing I changed is my fucking leap game.
And these people who write these articles, they're so disrespectful. I don't even think they realize it. It was like, Reddin's sentencing came down, the courtroom, his courtroom etiquette went sideways. Like, yeah, literally it went sideways. My man leaped horizontally over the fucking. Do you know how far you gotta jump?
Yeah, that's a
to
crazy
go from
jump.
where you getting read your rights or your sentence.
There's no way that's a decision you make there, right? Like
He had to have known.
you in the court, you headed toward the courtroom. Like, I'm gonna jump.
Yeah,
Fucking
he
attack this
probably
bitch.
was in the back squatting,
Right.
practicing that shit. Like,
Doing lunges and shit, get fucking ready.
yo, but he was apparently in there because he had just beat somebody with a baseball bat. So bro was just going up shit's creek. Like he was spiraling out of control.
Insane. All right, man.
Yo,
Shout out to him. Now he getting buried under the prison.
what?
My man doing time.
You better hope them cops don't kill him for that. He just made them look bad, bro. They don't like that shit.
All right, now let's move into Joe Coy. I always feel like saying his name wrong. I feel like always saying Joy Coy,
Joy Coy.
but it's Joe Coy.
Joe Coy.
My man was wilding during it was the Grammys, right?
The Grammys?
Was it the Grammys? What the
Golden Globes?
Golden Globes.
You don't watch them?
Nah, I don't.
I'm surprised. As big as into movies you are.
Yeah, I don't watch that shit. The only thing I would ever really watch is the Oscars.
Okay. Right. You do watch the Oscars. I remember you telling me that.
But yeah, I didn't know until like the next day when shit blew up all over TikTok and
It
my
was
man was
everywhere.
throwing, all I saw was these jokes that we're not landing. And I gotta say, were the jokes trash or was the audience trash?
Well, why don't you tell me, George?
Let's watch a couple of the jokes and let's see if it was the jokes or if it's the audience.
Again, I gotta do our audience better because it's shout out to YouTube.
Difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL. On the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear.
She hated that
Not
joke.
loving that.
Taylor Swift unamused by a joke
She
made
did
by
not
Golden
love
Globes
that.
host Joe Coy.
I'm just here to have fun.
During the award show,
And then they give us a shot of her at a Chiefs game
NFL
to make his point.
Bro, let's pull his whole monologue up, actually. Fuck Taylor Swift. This man was just bombing out the gate. Like, out the gate. He just couldn't
Welcome
land
to the
anything.
81st Annual Golden Globes. I'm your host, Joe Coy.
It's like a fan being up there trying to do this shit, not a professional.
Look, I'm just
That's the
taking
kind of
this
jokes
all
I
in.
make
Let
on
me
this
look
show.
around. I'm taking this all
I'm
in.
not a
so
professional.
You ain't
excited to
that
be
bad.
here. This is a dream come true, not just for me, but for everybody in here. We all dreamt of this moment. And look at this. Look at this room. Look around. I mean, like look around. Look, Kevin Costner's here. Kevin Costner's here.
Glazing.
Kevin
Right.
Costner's never here. Kevin's like in a mountain with a cow or something, but today he's here.
He's like, I've never seen a cow a
Don
day in my
Cheadle's
life.
here.
Unless it's on
I'm
his
just looking
plate.
around. Everybody's here. Like, this is a good night. And I got the best seat in the house.
Oh.
When I was a kid growing up, I used to watch this show, and I would stay up late
the
with
setup,
my family,
you know?
just trying to guess who
Forgive
would
me for
win.
what
And
I'm about
every
to
time
say,
my mom
because
would say,
here's my
it's Meryl
backstory.
Streep, stupid. Who else is going to win? She wins every time.
She looks great for her age, man.
And
Yes,
she
she
was
does.
right. You do. You win all the time. That's why when the Golden Globes called me and asked me if I wanted to host, I jumped to the chance and I said, yes, yes. And then they asked me if I saw every movie and every TV show, and then I said, yes. I lied. I only watched Beef. I love you, Allie.
It's an
you know what I
Asian
mean? It's
thing.
mandatory. I'm Asian.
Oh, yeah. See.
There it
But not
is.
only that, it killed. You killed it, Allie.
Bro, hold on. I got to
but
ask.
anyway.
Why is that okay, but it's not okay when black people do it?
Because y'all do it too much.
How the fuck does that even make sense, bro? And how did you have that response already loaded in the clip?
It's like, we got it, all right?
Yeah. Like,
Enough is enough.
All right. Black power. Oh, you're fucking stupid, bro.
I'm sorry. I just I'm going to tell you that the minute I signed the contract, I did. I locked myself in a room and I started to binge watch everything. I watched everything.
Bet he started
While
with Barbie.
My family was out there clanking champagne glasses and ringing in the new year. I was watching Oppenheimer. I loved Oppenheimer. I just got one complaint. Needed another hour.
Okay. That was good.
So I felt like
That
it
was
needed some more
decent.
backstory.
Robert Downey.
Real estate.
Yeah.
The best way to sell 5 homes per
Eric,
month
here we go.
is to generate your own leads.
That was a nice, that's a clean joke.
My New Year's
Wasn't bad.
resolution for 2024 is to finish Oppenheimer in 2025. Like, seriously, I'm almost there.
Okay.
I love
Not
Oppenheimer,
terrible.
especially the first season. That's so stupid. Oppenheimer answered a lifelong question that's been on my mind for years. Yes, scientists do get laid, as long as they look like Cillian Murphy.
Okay.
Oppenheimer and Barbie are competing for cinematic box office achievement. Oppenheimer is based on a 721-page Pulitzer Prize-winning book about the Manhattan Project. And Barbie is on a plastic doll with big boobies.
Here we go. This is
Yeah,
where it starts.
this is where it
I
gets
absolutely
bad.
love it. I don't want you guys to think that I'm a creep, but it was kind of weird being attracted to a plastic doll. It's just something about your eyes, Ryan.
It was like that one they didn't get. I feel like.
yeah.
Because that was actually
Marco,
not
it's
bad.
not always about you. The key moment in Barbie is when she goes from perfect beauty to bad breath, cellulite, and flat feet. Or what casting directors call character actor.
Fucking Selena Gomez. Did you see her?
Yeah.
Some I wrote,
She
some other
is
people wrote.
not.
Robert De Niro's here. Yo,
Transition.
I got this gig 10 days ago. You want a perfect monologue? Yo, shut up.
Oh, blame the
Yeah,
audience.
you're kidding me, right? Slow
dude.
down. I wrote some of these, and they're the ones you're laughing at. Look.
All right. And then
And then he starts throwing his writers under the bus. See, if you're gonna go up there and you're gonna deliver the jokes and there's not hitting, they're not hitting. But don't be like, I didn't fucking do this.
bruh, you fucked the whole mood up. Like, just go up there and bomb and get off the stage. It's okay. You
Ricky
can't be
Gervais
perfect.
wasn't blaming nobody.
He actually, you know what? It worked for him because he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's what
Clearly
you're
he
supposed to
gives
do.
a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna get canceled. Immediately, I'm gonna get canceled.
These are all my idols. I can't insult.
I have the
Robert
best
De
seat in the
Niro.
house. And then he starts shitting on his fucking writers, bro.
You got to pick a side, bro. The writers are working with you, working for you, whatever you want to call it. Don't throw them under the bus. Throw these fucking old ass people under the bus. Like nobody cares about them for real.
You got two options in that situation.
Which is what?
You pull back, right? You take some of the jokes out in your head. This isn't working. Or you double the fuck down.
Which one would you have done?
Double the fuck down.
Yeah, like that ass. I feel like as a grown man in that situation, it's kind of weird to idolize people so much that you can't even do your job effectively.
Yeah. Yeah. Where he's afraid.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the first Barbie joke didn't land, you can tell he got a shock in his body. And he was like, okay. And then he did another joke and it hit. And then immediately he's like, I had 10 minutes to set this up.
Disclaimer.
Fuck all of you.
It would have worked better if he'd said it in the beginning. Like, yo, I'm sorry for the night.
Just to let y'all know, I set this up in the back.
Right. Exactly. I mean? It would have went perfectly.
Yeah.
And then if the jokes were corny, maybe like him laying the groundwork for the corniness would have made it funnier, if that makes sense.
But his ego was like, I'm about to kill this shit.
I'm bald headed. I'm Asian. Ain't no way I can lose.
I'm Joe fucking Coy, bitch.
Yeah.
And they was not feeling it, bro.
The minute he said something about cellulite, that's when I knew. I was like, okay, this is about to go horribly because women, they don't want to hear that shit.
Okay, but also don't say that women aren't allowed or can't be the target of a joke.
They can't be though.
They very much can be.
Matt Rife, perfect example.
His jokes are crazy. Talk about some.
Oh yeah,
if you got a black eye, don't come to work
in the kitchen.
I'm trying to eat here. That's crazy. That's a crazy joke.
If she could cook, that was
she would have gotten left.
Yeah, that was
crazy
wild.
joke.
That was wild.
But no, fucking equal rights, equal jokes,
equal lefts, equal rights. Nah. I don't know too many comedians aside from like a Bill Burr who'd be willing to go up there and talk shit about women. Like it's
and
always
that's what we're missing in this country.
Is what shitting on women.
Yeah.
Nah, I just feel like maybe the pendulum has swung so far to the right. Like they were probably looking to stop being the butt of the joke all the time. And now it's swung so far right that it's like you can't talk about them at all.
Yeah, but we can't let them win this fight, guys. All right? Stand your ground. All right? If you want to make fun of a woman, go for it.
Well, you see what Will Smith did, so you better pick which woman you're talking about. Be out here slapping the shit out of people. Speaking of beefs.
All right. So let's you want to keep talking about Joe Coy here?
No.
You have a little more to touch on?
We can talk about the next thing.
All right. This next one is an interview with the guy Jordan Peterson with
Let's say the guy. Dr. Jordan Peterson, bro. Put some respect on this man's name.
Relax.
The Canadian GOAT.
Was on an interview with Kathy Newman. And it went left real quick. She was definitely trying to bait him on some answers, trying to put words in his mouth. He would give an answer and she would kind of reciprocate him like, so what you're saying is ... in order to kind of twist his words.
Let me guess. He's like, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was like, I'm very decisive on the words that I'm choosing because he picks up on her scheme very quickly.
I'm sure.
So there's two topics in the interview. I gathered some clips. The clips I got were from a friend of ours that does YouTube now, Goldenboi. I'll have his link in the bio.
Gang, gang.
But the 2 points, one of them, she's talking about the way that he encourages men to grow up. That men not being able to grow up and mature is a big problem.
Which he does talk about a lot, actually.
Yeah. And then she tries to switch it almost as if, well, why do they need to do that? Why do you think the problem is? And, is it damaging that so many men is in your audience? That's a bad sign. And he's like, well, it's a large percentage of men, but there's also women that come to my, his speeches or whatever and buy his books. And then she goes, why do women need that advice from you? And he starts talking about that it benefits women to have men who are mature and powerful and not in the sense that they can manipulate or control, but are confident.
Yeah.
And so she starts trying to twist that even more. So we'll watch the clip and then we'll dive into it a little bit.
That men need to, quote, grow the hell up. Tell me why.
Well, because there's nothing uglier than an old infant. There's nothing good about it. It's people who don't grow up don't find the sort of meaning in their life that sustains them through difficult times, and they're certain to encounter difficult times. And they're left bitter and resentful and without purpose and adrift and hostile and resentful and vengeful and arrogant and deceitful and of no use to themselves and of no use to anyone else and no partner for a woman. And there's plenty of women that are watching my lectures and coming to my talks and buying my books. It's just that the majority of them happen to be men.
What's in it for the women, though?
Well, what sort of partner do you want? Do you want an overgrown child? Or do you want someone to contend with that's going to help you and that
So
you
you're
can
saying
rely on?
women have some sort of duty to sort of help fix the crisis of masculinity?
It depends on what they want.
What?
No, I mean, it's exactly how I laid it out. Like, women deeply want men who are competent and powerful. And I don't mean power in that they can exert tyrannical control over others. That's not power. That's just corruption. Power is competence. And why in the world would you not want a competent partner? Well, I know why, actually. You can't dominate a competent partner. So if you want
women
domination...
want to dominate, is that what you're saying?
No,
And that's where I stopped it, where she starts trying to like switch the words. So you say women want to dominate. He's like, well, no, that's not what some women do. But he starts explaining that that's not an ideal relationship. Like that has no longevity for a relationship where one is controlling the other.
Bro, that shit was such a reach. He said that there are women who attend my lectures as well. And I don't know if this was the editing or like how she arrived at this conclusion, but to say, so you think, so you're suggesting that women have a role to play in fixing men.
Yeah, that wasn't the editing. That was just, that's how she got there.
Have been.
And she gets there pretty regularly during the interview. It's actually kind of like infuriating to watch the interview because it continues to happen time and time again. Where it's like, no, that's not what I was saying. She continues to try to put words in his mouth, like I said, and just twist it.
Do you think that's a talking point among women, is that they feel like they're responsible to fix men?
I think so. I think you hear it a lot where behind every good man is what, you know, a stronger woman or a strong woman. And it's like, we even had a conversation a while ago where it was like women constantly feel like in a relationship, they're done growing. Their job is to now make sure that the person that they're with, husband or partner, or whoever it may be, is to grow into the person that they think that person should become.
Yeah.
Now that they're in a relationship with me. So that's often a real thing in relationships. Women feel like they're responsible to mold the man that they're with to be the man that they think they deserve.
And you know what's so funny? I feel like it's such a surface level issue. I feel like because a lot of men don't want to do like household chores like cooking and cleaning and shit like that, that they somehow equate that to being immature. Like, all right, if your parents didn't teach you that as a child to cook, clean, whatever around the house, immature or not, chances are you're not going to want to do that shit when you get older. It's just not something that you're used to doing. Yeah. If your dad, if you're a woman or a young girl rather, and your dad isn't teaching you how to box, when you get older, you think you're going to want somebody putting gloves on your fucking forehead? It's not that you're a chump. You're not a chump. You just don't know how to box. People didn't teach you. It's like, I don't know. They find ways to spin everything, bro. And just instead of just saying like, all right, maybe he just ain't a good domestic partner in this situation.
Yeah, but it's crazy to be like, him in this interview for that portion anyway, trying to make the connection of like, well, he feels a certain responsibility to give men this feedback, right? To help guide them. Because there was a portion that in the interview where he states that 80% of his demographic is men and the other 20% is women. And she starts to say, isn't that worrisome? Like, and he's like, well, no, because a lot of his information is on YouTube and YouTube is predominantly male.
Is it really?
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, you see, that's the problem. And he's like, well, no, because like Tinder is predominantly female. Like, it's not that that's a problem. That's just an assessment. That's just the reality of it. It's not that it's in control in any which way or form. The entire interview, she's just missing the fucking point because very clearly she just wants to make him trip up.
Yeah, she's looking for a clip.
Yeah, 100%. And my man was not having it. It wasn't happening.
Bro, he's so used to at this point people taking what he's saying out of context. I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised that she's even able to do that to somebody like Jordan Peterson. The man has lectures and like it's 45 minutes of just macro high level. Just I don't fucking understand what he's talking about. So for you to play that game with this man who's a clinical psychologist, she got. I hate to say it, balls.
Is like it's not hard to do. All I have to do is have my list of questions that I'm going to ask you, regardless of what you say. I don't have to comprehend what you're saying.
Fair.
I'm going to ask the question regardless. That's all she did. My man would say something, and then she's like, "Well, I have this question next, so I'm going to ask it."
Yeah.
There's no real strategy.
Somebody in her earpiece.
Yeah.
Ask him, did he wash his ass this morning?
So why does he hate women,
Bruh.
It's like they never said that.
Bruh, what the fuck happened in society that all of a sudden everybody thinks men hate women? That's that right there.
Very much.
Like,
yep.
They try to say Jordan Peterson hates women. Like,
yep. And then we have the second part or second piece that I have another clip where they talk about like the pay gap, right? So she's like, oh, do you believe in the pay gap and that it exists? It's like 9%. And he goes to say that the pay gap is a real thing. He doesn't believe it's gender based. There's too many things that go into play as to why that gap is.
Yeah.
So she again starts trying to trip him up and be like, oh, well, now you're saying that the gender pay gap doesn't exist. Or you don't believe in it. So let's just watch the clip so that we can get a little more context.
I wonder if they're going to bring up the WNBA.
No, this is all in the UK, so they really talk about UK business.
Pay gap stands at just over 9%. You've got women at the BBC recently saying that the broadcaster is illegally paying them less than men to do the same job. You've got only 7 women running the top FTSE 100 companies.
Yeah.
So it seems to a lot of women that they're still being dominated and excluded, to quote your words back to you.
It does seem that way, but multivariate analysis of the pay gap indicate that it doesn't exist.
But that's just not true, is it?
That's
I mean, that
absolutely
9% pay gap, that's a gap between median hourly earnings between men and women.
But there's
that exists.
Yeah, but there's multiple reasons for that. One of them is gender, but it's not the only reason. Like if you're a social scientist worth your salt, you never do a univariate analysis.
Right.
You say, well, women in aggregate are paid less than men. Okay, well, then we break it down by age. We break it down by occupation. We break it down by interest. We break it down by personality.
But you're saying basically it doesn't matter if women aren't getting to the top because that's what's skewing that gender pay gap, isn't it? You're saying, well, that's just a fact of life. Women aren't necessarily going to get to the top.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't matter either.
You're saying
I'm saying there are multiple reasons for it.
Yeah, but those reasons, why should women put up with those reasons? Why should women be content
I'm not saying
to
that
get
they
to the
should
top?
put up with it. I'm saying that the claim that the wage gap between men and women is only due to sex is wrong. And it is wrong. There's no doubt about that. The multivariate analysis have been done. So I can give you an example.
You keep on talking about multivariate analysis.
Let me give you an example.
I'm saying that 9% pay gap exists.
Yeah.
That's a gap between men and women. I'm not saying why it exists, but it exists. Now,
why would you not want to say why something exists? Are you... How are you even a journalist?
Yeah, facts.
As a journalist, your job is fair and accurate reporting. You don't just take something on the surface and align it to your own personal viewpoints and assert that out to the rest of the world and put words in this gentleman's mouth. What is wrong with you?
Now, if you're a woman, that seems pretty unfair.
You have to say why it exists.
All right. So,
oh my God.
More of that. And he goes on to explain, obviously, I forget what country it was. They do state it in the interview. But they essentially got rid of any gender bias, right? So there's more like gender neutral bathrooms, pictures of like men holding babies, like anything that kind of leans more one way, like women do this or men do this, they try to eliminate it as much as possible. But what they noticed is the pay gap is still existing. Why? Because women are still choosing careers that pay less, right? They're choosing to be teachers, they're choosing to be nurses,
secretaries.
There you go. While the men were consistently choosing jobs that paid more.
Yeah.
Another thing that he talked about in this interview was just the ability that men have to not be so what's the word I'm looking for?
Picky?
No, it's like you can't give me an offer that I'm gonna immediately take.
Men are not as agreeable.
Agreeable, right? That men are less agreeable than women. And he's like, not to say that there aren't non-agreeable women and that there's not agreeable men. It's that
on average,
women are more agreeable. So when they get an offer that they themselves don't believe is a good offer for their job, they're still going to take it.
Yeah.
While more likely a man is offered something that they don't think is well deserving, they're going to combat it. They're going to be less agreeable. They're going to, counter offer. And that's obviously going to lead to a pay increase. Right. So he even says that he has women that he coaches to be less agreeable, and to think more in that way. And she continued again to try to twist it and be like, so you're saying that women need to be more like men? And he was like, in that aspect, yes.
And she thought, you thought you was going to get this man to do a whole 180 backtrack on his shit. That he does that for a living.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's constantly looking at data on a regular basis. He does it for a living. It's his fucking job. She played a stupid game with the wrong person.
Yeah, and this is like an hour-long interview. I would never be able to sit through that.
I couldn't.
That shit was aggravating me.
She make me want to make some oodles and noodles looking at her head, bro. Nah, I ain't gonna hold you on some real shit. Like, I was just having this conversation the other day with somebody, and we were talking about how women choose jobs, just like you were saying, in fields that aren't always going to pay the most. And the reason that is because some of the more like high risk jobs pay more. Mm-hmm. So like oil drilling and working out at sea or driving trucks for a fucking living. Like, that stuff requires you to be either on the road or like lifting heavy ass machinery all day long, which a lot of times, like, most women don't want to be involved with that. Even like being involved with the trash and sanitation. Like, do you know how exhausting it is to be on a fucking dumpster truck?
I don't know if I've actually seen a female. Like,
I've seen a few
sanitation worker,
maybe like 2 in like 30 years.
Yeah, that's not a lot,
bro. It's literally back-breaking work. You're throwing pounds of bags and trash all day long from 6 a.m. till like 2, 3 in the afternoon, bro. Usually men are better suited for that kind of work because of our anatomy. It's not like we are out here choosing to just be in these fucking hard ass jobs. We don't have no choice.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. And if you look at it, like, more times than not, women are in universities getting degrees and things like that because these are places where it makes more sense to be more social, and like women are able to do less rigorous work for better paying jobs. Mm-hmm. You know, they say black women are one of the most educated groups of people in America.
I didn't say nothing.
Yo, but you didn't just look at the camera crazy, bro. Yo, you are shot out. You can Google that. That's not my stat. That's not a black stat. It's just a fact.
Yeah, okay.
It's a black fact.
No, I got you. I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah, you really thought you was slick. Nah, but like in that sense, like, I think as AI progresses and phases out more of those jobs, like factory workers and things like that, men will have to pivot and eventually start doing jobs like getting more into IT, more into the medical field, or they'll just continue on working with trades, because I feel like trades are now in more demand than ever. But if that doesn't happen, if shit continues the way it is, then eventually we'll be talking about how women make way more than men. Seeing as how they probably would. Do they even outnumber us in this country?
I feel like they do.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Oh man. So that was the interview. Thought it'd be fun to kind of pick apart here. I knew it would piss you off.
Hell yeah. That was bad.
I don't know how any guy could watch that and not get pissed off a little bit.
I almost pulled the last 3 pieces of hair in my fucking head off.
All right, man. You want to wrap it up?
Not really, but it was fun. I learned a lot. I realized that I'm an evil man. I'm a overbearing male. If I tell you that I make more money than you and you're a woman, and shame on me. I'll try to do better. I'll try to do worse.
They want you to take the money out your pocket and give it to them.
Yeah. I need to do a better job.
Yep. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, the episode of Versus. We had a lot of combat in this one. 1v1s all over the place. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We're going to be here next week, Thursdays as usual.
Yeah.
You got anything to plug? Like maybe like a business where you can repair your credit?
Fuck George. We'll see y'all next week on the Mancave Podcast.